All right, now we start the daf. Thank you. All right, so tonight we have a gishmak daf, much more gishmak than a chas v'shalom. I'm not being mekatrig on the previous 5 blot of kodshim, but because we get a little tease of it again tonight, in case anybody missed it. But now we're back to Nazirus. Yeah, so we're on the Mishna Daf Ches Amud Aleph. Oh, so before we go, so again trying to say the preview of the Daf. So the Mishna is going to be talking about at what point can the husband not be made for his wife's nedarim anymore? Meaning, is it going to be shchita? It's going to be zeira, right? And it's going to be based on when she could start taking haircuts and drink wine. Once she can start taking haircuts and drink wine, the husband has no reason to be machmir, right? And then we bring the machlokes at what point the Nazir could start eating, start drinking wine, when he could start when all the Yisurim go off, and then we have the machlokes of when on Amud Beis it's a machlokes of when the Nazirus ends, either with the shchita or the zrikas adam. The Gemara is going to ask, well, maybe you can do zrikas adam for a different type of korban, and that will be yotzei zrikas adam of Nazir. And then we have the machlokes whether it's disgusting for a woman to wear a sheitel or not, which is the exciting part of the daf. And then the next Mishnah talks about the father making his son into a Nazir and not the mother. Okay, so that's basically what's going to be in tonight's daf. So Zog the Mishnah, yeah. If again, there's 3 korbanos that are brought. There's a korban chatas, there's a korban oila, there's a korban shlomim. Right? So if one of those korbanos' blood was already sprinkled on the mizbeach, eina yachal lahafer, now the husband cannot be made for the neder because it's over. Right? Now he's saying why? I mean, she's been a Nazir for 30 days. So obviously he found out that day. Right? He found out that day and he wants to be made for her neder. Right? Now, why is he allowed to be made for the neder? Because it bothers him that his wife can't drink wine and his wife is not going to take a haircut. So he wants to be made for it. So what comes out is that we're talking about one day. Right? Meaning we said, going back to nedarim, a husband can't just be made for his wife's nedarim. A husband can be made for his wife's nedarim only if it negatively affects him. Right? Well, there's 2 things: negatively affect him, and also what was the other one? Negatively affect him, and from the Welt, she's going to have a tsar from not being able to deal with the world in a normal way, like if she asks herself from benefiting from her father, from people, from stores. Those are the 2 things. So here, it's day 30 of the Nazirus. It's day 30 of the Nazirus. Why does he have to be made for it? Let him go to sleep and wake up in the morning, and she's done. Elamai, from this Gemara, you see that one day is still a lot, and he'd be allowed to be made for her neder, right? But only till there's rikas adam. Once there's rikas adam, then she can already take a haircut. So he's no reason to be made for the neder, right? At least according to Tana Kama. Yeah,
it could be it's a yard set. He wants her to go to Beis HaKvaros. She can't become tamei either. Could be that one day's important.
Yeah. Okay, I hear that. We're saying in that case for sure, but stam in the case maybe not. You
want to make that case? Say it's his mother's levaya that day.
Okay, that might be. I guess. Yeah.
Is the halacha like Rabbi Yossi? The day 30 you can bring karbanos? No, isn't the halacha ultimately like the Chachamim, that it's the day after?
Whichever, it's either that day or the next day, whichever one you want.
It's the day after, and Nazirus is already over. What's this machlokes?
No, because she still can't till she brings the korbanos. The Nazirus could be over, but he wants her to take a haircut right now. He wants to go out to eat with her. He came home from a business trip. He's looking forward to a night out with his. What did I say? He went on a business trip. He came home. He's looking to a night out with his wife, and she says, "By the way, my Nazirus was over today."
Yesterday.
Good, but she's not allowed to drink wine until she brings the korban.
She's
She
not?
says, no, you can't. Remember, you can't. I think you were in England for that. But maybe you weren't. I don't know. But that's what we said. Once, even
that
she
wasn't
can go
according
on
to
for
Rabbi
weeks and
Yossi?
weeks. She goes on for weeks and weeks, according to everybody. She's now until they bring the korban. Until they bring the korban, she can't have. So he says, okay, you know what? I'm made for it. Right? It's within the day. He's made for it. Okay, so once the blood is sprinkled, he can't be made for it. Rabbi Akiva Omer, afilu nishchita ale achas mikol habehemas. Even once one of the animals is shechted, either the chatas or the oila or the shlamim, then it's over with. Then he can no longer be made for. So he's very machmer, Rabbi Akiva. We're going to see, and right after in the Gemara, why he's so machmer. I'm sorry, I stopped mid-sentence. Rabbi Akiva Omer, afilu nishchita ale achas mikol habehemas, ena yachal hafer, he's not able to be made for it. Yeah.
My question is even so. I'm asking, I don't know how would it help though? If the neder is finished with, even though she has the halachas still, you can't be made for the neder that's kept. It's already done.
Gershon, if he's made for, so then she could go drink wine right now.
But how are you made for a neder that's already finished with?
Why not? Let's go with, now you get into Mega's guy is me'akar akar, or you want to get into that?
Even if me'akar akar, even with either of those.
Why? The
neder is finished. It's over. It's done. There's no neder left.
Yeah, but the restrictions of the neder are still there.
Was it Sleimachalia Karna or something?
Think about it the day after Tisha B'Av, no, before Chatzos.
She's not allowed to have wine, so he matters that she will be able.
No, it's like coming parents. It's like coming the day after Tisha B'Av and saying, "Well, now I'm a chayla, so I want to be mevatel Tisha B'Av yesterday."
If the Beis Hamikdash was rebuilt, Matzah Tisha B'Av, you still can't shower the next morning.
What?
I hear. Okay, I hear. How do
you hear that she's released from being able to not be able to drink wine without bringing the korban?
That's a side effect. That's not
okay.
The neder.
All right, listen. I hear what you're saying.
Getting rid of a side effect, big deal, no. So sometimes having a drink the night before sometimes is worth it.
What? That's like if someone's having a what's it called, a hangover. I know you don't know what that is, parrots, but to get rid of the alcohol in his system. There's no alcohol in his system. He has a hangover. You can't get rid of the alcohol now.
Imagine when they say you drink a beer to get rid of the hangover, but no, you can't. So that's what
that's
this
adding.
is.
You can't get rid of alcohol. You can add. You can't get rid of it. It's done.
Okay, I don't know. I hear what you're saying a little bit, but okay, I'm not. But anyways, by parrots, a hangover is when he hangs the salami over the pole. That's a hangover by parrots. Yeah. But anyways, okay, so let's see back. Yeah, so that's only by the haircuts if she's tar, meaning at the end of her Nazirus. But if it's the tiglachas atuma, meaning in the middle of the Nazir thing, she became tamei, so now she has to wait a week and then bring the korbanos, then he's allowed to be made for it, even if she brought the korbanos, right? Meaning, again, we're talking about till now when the Nazirus is over. Here, when the Nazirus is not over, so now it could affect him. It's going to affect him. I don't want a woman who's a minovelis. Right? I don't want a woman who's now. What would you think is an isha minovelis? What's the minovelis? No, it does. I would have thought because she has to shave her hair, right? Rashi says she'ena shaisa yayin. Right? Rashi says, why is that a minovelis if his wife doesn't drink wine? What does he care? Right? So I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many other things to care about.
Exactly, David. This is my hashkafic issue of the night. Okay, I don't know if I should share it, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. But I'm just saying, is there something warped about us that's saying, why do you get involved with your wife drinking wine? If she don't want to drink wine, let her not drink wine. No, here it's enough to bother him that he's going to be able to be made for another. It's not your business.
Maybe if she's not drunk,
then he can't live with her. Okay, All right, that's what you, I don't know. Okay.
No, wine was the only real, I mean, they didn't have.
I'm saying, but if she doesn't want to drink, so then she doesn't, so don't drink the wine. What's it? Why is that called the novella? It's a little strong lotion for not drinking wine.
It's very strong, and typically you hear of stories where a guy doesn't want his wife to drink wine and she drinks too much, and then she's
right. So that could be right. It could be the opposite. Right. Okay. Meir Reimer.
He doesn't want to be kiddush. She doesn't want. She can't have kiddush.
So she doesn't have to drink kiddush. You don't have to drink kiddush. It's a chumrah, not a chumrah. It's a nice thing to drink the kiddush. Meir already makes more sense. Meir Reimer even with taking the haircuts of a tahira, right? He can be mefer. I don't want a woman who has a shaved head. I don't want a woman with a shaved head, right? Because that is disgusting. Yeah, that we have in the rush, and we'll get to that. How are you coming here? It's in my house. Yeah. Great. And now I'm going to definitely run out for meir. No, Naftali's here. Just okay. So basically, Meir is saying that she's what do you call it? She's a shaved head is going to be manuvel for him, which is obviously a raya against the minig of the chassidim that they shave their head. Right now, we all think that we're all these brilliant guys that say that okay. You see a raya neged the chassidim about shaved heads, right? It is a raya. I mean, I don't understand how the chassidim do it. I did try to do some research. They have all sorts of reasons, but I mean, the Gemara is very clear here. Now, Ramosha Feinstein beat us to it. Okay, Ramosha Feinstein beat us to it. Okay, because he has a tshuva where a chassid in Ebenezer, he has a tshuva where a chassidish. Oh man, which one is it? It's a chassidish woman marrying a non-chassidish man. She wants to shave her hair, and he doesn't want. So Ramosha says she cannot shave her head. She has to go bust the Baal. And she says on top of that, you have a raya from the Gemara in Nazir that it's disgusting. It's disgusting to the husband. So if you have the minig.
No, it doesn't say it's disgusting. If it's disgusting, disgusting, then she can't do it. It doesn't say it's disgusting.
He's able to say
is that it's disgusting.
He's allowed to say
he's able to say
right. Right. So that's the case.
If he's able to say, but if he doesn't say, if he's a guy he didn't say
Zev, but he could say that. That
right.
means if he said that he can't say she's disgusting if she's not disgusting.
You're right, but he doesn't. If it's all determined in the man,
that's the whole point, Zevi. That's the whole point.
We understand that. We understand that.
No, it's worse. It's always going to be Mnuvelis. The question is if he can say Efshi.
It's not always. I hate to tell you. I don't know. Maybe I've looked at other things than you. It's not always disgusting if a woman has a shaved head. Okay, take my word for it.
Isn't it? Where does it bring down? This is serious, not a joke. Where does it bring down that one of the ways to see the true beauty of a woman is to take off her hair, shave her head, and she's still beautiful? Then she's a truly beautiful woman. Isn't that somewhere in the Torah?
It's a Rambam.
By your fast toyer. Yeah. You shave her head, but I'm not familiar with the Ramban. But that's the
famous machlekes Rashi Ramban there. But also says tziparneh, it's like the hair or not.
Yeah.
If it means grow it or cut it short. So he says about the sar, that's what the word is.
Did he say tziparneh or did he say zeira? I thought he said.
I said tziparneh.
Well, that's not hair.
Wow, you should have listened to the rest of it.
Okay. Fake Gershon.
Wow.
Okay. Very snippy here. Very snippy.
We're gonna get.
I'm in a lot of pain. I'm sorry. No, but why is this a right either way? It doesn't say Menuvelis here. It says Megalachas.
Right. We're gonna what's up? We have to get to Amud Beis. We got more on this coming. This is just the first salvo. All right. Fine. So Zog the Gemara. Masnisin the like Rebbe Eliezer. Our Mishna is like Rebbe Eliezer. Rebbe Eliezer.
Moshe has a tshuva. I was at a chasana, but Lamaisa by the chuppah, it was almost a walkout.
With this?
Yeah.
Taka?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I hear. So I
What,
guess
she
that's
had a
what-
barber come under the chuppah?
It must have started negotiating it under the chuppah.
Waiting in the yichud room was a barber.
Some do it in the yichud room. Some Hasidim do it in the yichud room. Some do it
And
in
the Yerushalmis that do it, most of them do it in the yichud room.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. All right.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Why is she a poor girl? That's exactly what she wants, and that's exactly
Poor
what she's
boy.
happy. You have such a problem with her being happy? I don't understand. You're gonna stare the whole chasana because you're not happy. If you're not happy, so don't look at the girls at the chasana. Come on.
There's a reason why they buy the girls' jewelry for getting their hair shaved, Rachman. Supposedly. Right? Anyways, okay. So Masnisin, the like Rebbe Eliezer. Our Mishna is not like Rebbe Eliezer. The Rebbe Eliezer, Amud tiglachas ma'akeves. Rebbe Eliezer says that tiglachas is ma'akev, meaning the whole zeira doesn't end, according to Rebbe Eliezer, until she gets a haircut. V'kima the like gilcha asira b'chamra. And if she didn't yet take a haircut, she's also in wine. V'kima the islam nivel, and since that's considered nivel, Matzi meir, so therefore he's able to be meir. So according to Rebbe Eliezer, this whole thing is a moot point because she's not allowed to have wine until she takes the haircut. So therefore, according to him, you for sure would be able to be meir for the nether because it affects the husband, right? As long as she hasn't shaved her head yet, right? So yeah, that's what it is. So it's not like our Mishnah, because our Mishnah says you either have to wait for the blood to be sprinkled on the mizbeach, or for the korban to be shechted. Onto Amud Beis. Tana Didan Savar. So now the Gemara explains what the machlokes is. Again, in our Mishnah, the Tana Kama says once the blood is sprinkled, and Rabbi Akiva says even once one animal is shechted. So Tana Didan Savar Kiva is darke aladam, since the blood was already thrown. La'alter sharia b'chamra, she becomes immediately muttar with wine, but less la nibble. So there's no nibble here anymore, because the husband is only allowed to be made for a neder when it affects his relationship with his wife. Since she is now allowed to have wine, he has no reason to be able to be. He has no reason to be mater her nedar. Rabbi Akiva savar afilu ishtachitas behema, even if the behema was shechted, eina yachal ha'afer, he's not able to be mefer mishum hefsid kodshim, because of a hefsid kodshim. Why is there going to be a hefsid kodshim? Because what's going to happen? The animal was shechted, and then what are you going to say? The husband could be made for the nether. So now what are you going to do? The blood, you don't sprinkle the blood in the mizbeach. You can't eat the meat because it was kodshim. So what are you going to do with it? Nothing. So now you made an animal that was hektish not be able to be eaten. It's going to be destroyed, right? So you're not allowed to put yourself in a situation where kodshim is not going to be able to be eaten, which is the same reason why you don't say Mizmar L'Soidon or Pesach or Yom Kippur, because you're not going to have the full allotted amount of time to eat it. So here, if you're going to allow this guy to be made for another, so then these shechted animals are going to go to the garbage. So therefore, once the animal is shechted, he can no longer be made for. But for technical reasons, meaning technical reasons in Dine Kodshim, having nothing to do with the husband-wife relationship. What are you saying, Rabban?
So how do they make the zeira about korban pesach? You could only have it till chatzos, and not be taking it. It's really supposed to be a shlomim, the korban pesach. So you have 2 days. They cut it down to you have 3 hours to eat the korban pesach. You didn't walk back from the. You didn't get back from the mikdash till 9 o'clock at night. Especially came out on Shabbos. You have maybe 3 hours to eat it.
Right. So that's not based on psukim. Is that not exeris akosiv? I don't remember. Is it based on the psukim?
It just hit me when you said that.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah. So Rav Zeira has a pasha the kasha. Maskal Rav Zeira. Why can't, again, according to Rabbi Akiva, really he should be able to be made for it, right? But once you shech the animal, if you let him be made for it, that animal is no longer hektish. I mean, it is hektish because it was hektish, but now you have all this basar from kodshim that's not, you're not going to sprinkle it on his way because you can't. It's no longer necessary because the Nazirus wasn't chal because he matted the whole Nazirus, right? So Rav Zeira says, okay, well, sprinkle it for a different korban. Have in mind that it goes through a different korban, right? Now let's see if that works. So Maskul Rav Zeira v'amai lizrik damat shaloi l'shman. Be zayrik the blood, not for the lishman of the korban for the nazir, v'yater basar v'achila, to be matter the basar for achila. What is there a precedence for this? Miloi Tanya, did we not learn in the Brisa? Kivsei atzeres. If you have the kvasim on Shavuos, at Shavuos they brought 2 lambs, right, and they brought it together with the shtei alechem on Shavuos. So kivsei atzeres sheshachtan shaloi l'shman. For whatever reason, somebody shechted them, and he had no idea what he was shechting them for. The kohen was not on top of his game, and he shechted them for not the proper reason. Or they shechted it before the proper time. So what do you do? Or after the time, right? So what are you doing there? Hadam yizarek. So sprinkle the blood on the mizbeach and then eat the meat, right? Meaning that it's not going to make the korbanos puzzle. Right? You just put it onto the mizbeach. It's not going to work for the kodshim of kivsei atzeres. That's for sure not. They were shechted improperly, but you don't have to lose out on the meat, right? Just sprinkle the blood, and then eat it. Shabbos, and if it's Shabbos, right? Meaning, well, let's say it was Shavuos with Shabbos or Shavuos is Erev Shabbos, whatever it is, he shechted it improperly on Shabbos. Then lo yizarek, then you can't sprinkle the blood because then what you're doing then is you're fixing the korban, and since you're fixing the korban, that's like fixing something on Shabbos, so you wouldn't be able to do it. Vim zarak hurtza lahakter emur l'erev. But if he did do it on Shabbos, then it works. And then he could take the murim, like all the fats and all the extra parts of the korban, and put it onto the mizbeach. So whatever it is, you see from here that even though the korban did not qualify, but you could sprinkle the blood on the mizbeach, and then you'll be able to at least eat the meat, right? So why can't you do that here too? So meaning, what does Rabbi Akiva have to say? In fact, you can't be meir because nobody's going to be able to eat the meat. Because you can't be zayrik because it's no longer a korban because she's no longer a nazir. Saying who cares? So she's no longer a nazir. Sprinkle the blood on the mizbeach, right? And now you save the meat. You'll save the meat. So the Gemara answers, Amri eat the shachan oila shlamim hachanami. If he taka, remember there's 3 animals the nazir has to shech: oila, a shlamim, and the chatas. So if the guy shechted the oila and the shlamim, that would make sense. That you could do. But elahachem askinan. We're talking about chatas bereisha. The first animal he shechted was a chatas. Kedetran and gila, right? Mamela, because he shechted a chatas you can't do this with the blood and sprinkle it l'shem a different korban, right? Or l'shem korban bechlal. For a chatas you can't do it. So Mamela we're talking about here where the first korban he shechted was a chatas. Kedetran and gila al achas mishlashton yotza. Because we learned in the Mishna if the haircut was taken on any one of the 3 korbanos, so then you're yotza, right? Okay, so that's the machlokes. Okay, here we go.
The hair was yotza.
The hair was yeah. Okay, so now we got a freebie here. 4 lines repeated from the Mishna. Remember, the glachas tahara. But a glachas tuma, meaning if the wife became tamei in the middle of a nazirus, which means that she's going to have to start the whole nazirus again. So then, even after she sprinkles the blood on the mizbeach, even if they're makar the korbanos, since she's going to have to start the nazirus again, the husband has the right to say that the whole nazirus is out. Right? Why? Okay, whether you guard that or not. Meir is the most lenient. He says even with the taking the haircut of a tahira, you could be meir. He says, I don't want a woman whose head is shaved. So Gemara says, Tana Kama, right? The meir has a good taina, right? Most of the guys here on this chabura were agreeing that they would not want their wives to shave their head. So Rav Meir seems to have a pretty stark taina. So for Tana Kama, what's the Tana Kama going to do with that? Why don't they say that he could be made for the nether because he doesn't want a wife who shaved her head? So Amar Loch, the Tana Kama is going to tell you, Efshar b'peya nochris, because she could wear a peya nochris. Now, let's just finish the sugya first. He says she could wear a shchita, right? Peya nochris, again, okay, let's hold off with the taich of peya nochris because that's a whole different sugya. Let her wear a shchita, and then she looks perfectly attractive, right? Now, again, you're saying, okay, but maybe at home and
lace top or regular?
Oh, that's another question. That's another, whether it was a lace top or not.
I was trying to think of the name.
So you're going to say, what do you mean? When she goes to sleep, she's wearing a shchita. So we're going to say, listen, if this guy is confusing his wife with his sister, like we had last week, so I'm saying he's not exactly seeing anything too much if he can't even figure out if it's his wife or his sister that he's sleeping with, right? So shchita shouldn't be such a difference. I don't know if that really makes any sense or not what I just said, but whatever. Saying so again, the Tana Kama says you can use a peya nochris. But a meir suburb peya nochris, by a peya nochris, ID the zuama, since it's disgusting. There's zuama in a peya nochris. Loi nichale, he may not want his wife to wear a shchita. Right? Now I don't know exactly what is the zuhama of the shchita.
Sweat.
Yeah, like the saying, beauty is skin deep, but ugliness is to the bone.
Yeah.
That's what
Don't
this
the
is.
Spartam not wear the shaitos and they wear just the...
So we'll get back to that. But what's the zuama here?
You can't cover it up. That's the bottom line.
I mean,
the bone.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, maybe. You mean saying just because it's covered, it's still disgusting. Yeah, zuama, no, parrots. If it said that it's disgusting to him even with a shaitel, then you'd be right. But it doesn't say that. It says that it's.
I always thought, I mean, my wife wears a shaitel. Most of the people here, the wives wear shaitels. I always thought you're wearing a shaitel. I mean, they clean it, but you're wearing a shaitel. Nobody from Queen Elizabeth's family is selling their hair. Heroin addicts and Zioners are selling their hair because they have no other way to get money. So that's the hair.
What about India? In India, they're selling it for avodah zarah.
What, Avi?
India.
He says
what
here.
What India?
They're selling their hair to be over the avodah zarah.
That's why it's zuama. That's the zuama.
Listen to what I'm saying. So go back to Mumbai, Avi. We're not talking about India. I'm talking about Europe. Or European hair.
European hair. European
hair. It comes. I have no idea if I'm right. I don't know where it comes from, but it's coming from Zionists and heroin addicts and drug addicts and people who are down in their luck. That's who's selling their hair. So they clean it, but that's the Zuma you're getting.
Oh, so I thought like you too.
That's what he said. Jacob, that's what article says. He says that's the Zuma. You're wearing somebody else's ear. You wouldn't wear somebody else's other, garments. It's the same thing. That's why the guy will find it.
I don't know. I'm from a family where the
ladies
go shopping in the thrift store. All right, you know what I mean. So, which I don't understand either. But okay. I don't understand getting a wedding gown from a gemach. I mean, so 5 other ladies schwitzed it up before you wore it? Okay, all right, maybe. Okay,
that's the Zuma, schwitz.
You see, part of the deal is you have to send it to the cleaners.
I understand, but I feel a hachi. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
The same thing people rent a tuxedo.
I cannot believe that Aaron Horowitz and my wife are saying the same thing in my ear at the same time. It is unbelievable. Never thought that day would come.
You're going to have a sleepless night tonight. You're going to have a sleepless night. All right. But
doesn't Rav Yaakov understand they clean it?
Everybody over here buys new cars. They don't buy used cars.
It bothers. Well, I'm gonna just tell you something, okay? I'm a little bit of a freak. When I rent a car, I bring in what do you call it? Wipes, and I wipe down the whole anything I touch, I wipe down. I'm just a meshugana, but I'm just saying it's.
I do
okay,
the same
whatever.
thing.
What?
I do the same thing for years, way before.
Yeah.
But Rabbi, you let people sleep in your car. All sorts of.
That's true too. That's true too. I wiped it down, doctor. I wiped it down after the.
You wiped them down after.
No, but here's the thing. By the way, I just want to make sure it's very clear because there's a lot of misunderstanding in the belt with the shaitels with this. Peya nochris does not mean a guy's hair. It means a strange hair, meaning l'chayra means not your own hair. Right? Which that's not really what it means. The Mishnah Brura
That's the Mishnah in Shabbos. Mishnah in Shabbos says even her own hair. is a pay.
Correct. We're going to get to that. But the Mishnah Paskins, push comes to shove, a woman could cut her own hair as long as pay a nachris means it's not connected to her body. If Mishnah says a woman is allowed to cut her own hair and make her own wig. He says he brings deis and he says if necessary it's allowed. And it comes up with Yeshua here. I'll show you. You impress your wife with my yediyas. The baby hair that goes into the shetels, right? How many times can I use my own baby hairs in the shetels, right? So then I tell the women that it's allowed, and they go crazy on me. Like, what are you talking about? It's allowed. Well, which I tell you, the Mishnah says that push comes to shove, it's allowed, especially if it's just baby hairs and it's a minority of the hair, whatever. Okay, but that's what pay a number.
She's very impressed.
Not impressed?
She's very impressed.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know who she's doing it, but she's very impressed.
Yeshua, after you, no other man can impress her.
There you go.
My wife's on tonight, so you're being nice to me. It's unbelievable.
Nah, it's the bow tie. They're being nice because the bow tie.
What's that? Okay, so now getting back to the other sugya. You see the Ein Mishpat Ner Mitzvah? It's kedai to look at this. Ein Mishpat Ner Mitzvah. It's very rare. If I remember even I don't even, okay, but I don't remember something there's no chiddush, right? But I don't remember anywhere in Shah where the Ein Mishpat, all the Ein Mishpat normally does, top right. It tells you where to look in the Rambam and Shulchan Aruch. And here, of all places, he weighs in a halacha. You see it? It's in the Gimel Beis, it says there. Second Ein Mishpat. It says, Nirali heter mikan l'sayris shanoshim nesuis noises b'rasheya. This is a heter. This is a heter from this Gemara that clear that a woman is allowed to wear a wig. Which clearly this was a hot button topic, whether wigs are, forget the lace, Aaron Kaplan, whether they're allowed to wear a wig bichlal. Right? The Yeshua Bayas, that's who.
So what do the Chassidim do with this?
You see the next line of the Ein Mishpat.
Right. So that what's
right. So
Yeshua Bayas is who? That's the Hagos Maimonius. I don't know. Whoever it is, he's saying from this Gemara, it's clear that we're a shchita. Upechubas Be'er Sheva Simin Yudches Docha Raya Zu B'Shtei Yodayim. He pushes off this Gemara as this Gemara's raya with two hands. And he says, "V'herich b'rayas le'isser," and he brings rayas that a woman is not allowed to wear a shchita.
Now, what does he do? He goes like this.
What?
What is shtayadayim? He goes like this.
You could do that way, or you could do this way. Aaron. He's doing this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the shaila is.
She'll take a bayrim.
It's two Gemaras. It's a Gemara here. It's a Gemara here, and it's a Gemara on Shabbos that Gershon mentioned that a woman can go out with a pei nachris on Shabbos. Right. So those two Gemaras are mashma that you can wear a pei nachris. Now the Gra, we already discussed the Gra in the halacha in the Kitzur here. The Gra, I didn't look this up, but I the Gra, I think one of the Magidish here said it. The Gra says that it means yes, they could go out with a pei nachris, but it needs another covering on top. Another place where the Chassidim are going like the Gra. Right, because the Chassidish ladies will wear a sheitel, but that's why they have those pill boxes or whatever on top of the sheitel.
I thought those were birds' nests.
You can't go out. Whatever they got on there, Avi, whatever they got. I don't know how they have it in Oceanside, but I'm saying, they have. The Gra says, yeah, they can wear a wig, but you have to show it has to be covered. It has to be at least partially covered. Right? Okay, so that's the hot button topic from this Gemara. But it's very interesting.
What's the svar that a pei nachris is no good?
Because it makes it look like natural hair. It's marasai.
The Gemara doesn't differentiate.
It doesn't.
So then why are we differentiating?
Because the Be'er Sheva, I don't know what the Be'er Sheva. I don't remember. I haven't looked into the sugya. I mean, I started looking into it today, and then I got distracted. What the Be'er Sheva's rayas are against covering the hair. But the Gra says that it's you could wear it, but you have to cover it. You have to, meaning you have to. It's basically it's also Gemara and Erchin. Gemara and Erchin also mashur that a sheitel is good, but they're basically saying that a pei nachris is okay with other cover.
Well, why? I'm asking you why. What's the
because it looks like the not here. He's saying yes, you could put on a pei nachris. Listen, what's that? Because Zev. Here, I didn't want to go down this road, but now you're saying, because From here is mashma. Maybe the husband says it's mashma that she doesn't have to cover her hair. If she's covering her hair, who cares if her head is shaved? She has to cover her hair anyways with a tichel, a snood, whatever, bandana, whatever you baseball cap, whatever contemporary covering issues you want to get into. But she has to cover her hair. So what's the difference if she shaves her head or not? Right?
It's nibble to him.
Right. So that means she could cover her hair with the sheitel. But so now she's back to where a regular woman is with her hair. Now you got to cover that. Right? Of course.
I don't understand.
Let's say. Zev, if you look at the Gemara, you could say that what do you care if your wife's hair is shaved? She has to cover her hair anyway.
When she walks into my house and she walks into the bedroom, her hair, it's novel. What do you mean? I don't understand.
So then she could wear a sheitel, right?
She's not wearing a shchita when she comes out of the shower.
But that's good. But that's the Tana Kama holds. She could wear a sheitel. That's the Tana Kama's taina. She could wear a sheitel.
I don't understand. Okay.
She can wear the sheitel in the house. That's what the other poskim are saying, right? The Yeshua.
Why does that have a din of novel to him in his house?
What, to wear a sheitel?
Even without it.
Well, he doesn't want to see his wife with no hair, right? He doesn't want to see his wife with no hair. He could say that.
The right is the hair is erva. I'm saying there's a certain thing for the hair.
The poskim say that if she shaves her head, it's also erva. She still can't see her head. She can't. A woman who shaves her head can't go outside like that, Barab.
No, I understand because certain places that are normally covered.
Right.
What if there are follicles left?
I don't know. But anyways, all I'm saying is that they have a raya from the Gemara. They can say, yes, the pay and nachris gets her up to the regular standard of a woman's hair. Now you have to cover it. Right? In the street, at least.
Isn't pay and nachris not considered erva?
Well, no. The ones that hold it's usher, they hold that you can when by the lace shetels. The poskim, the original lace sheitel machaz came out and said, you're not allowed to make brachas. One of them said it, and then they backtracked. But they said it, that you're not allowed to make brachas.
I don't understand. If a Chassidish lady doesn't wear the second covering, the husband's not allowed to make a brach in front of him?
Some poskim would say that, yes. Yeah, some would say that.
So when the lady goes out and she puts the double covering, in the house they have the double covering also?
I don't know what they do in the house.
When he's sitting with her for supper, she has a double.
I don't know. It could very well be. If you go with the kimchis and all that stuff, could be. Yeah, could be. But I don't know. Rabbi Vadi Yosef holds they're not allowed to wear a sheitel. Rabbi Vadi Yosef paskins, that's why the Sardish ladies do not wear a sheitel. Chabad goes the other way. Chabad holds they have to wear a sheitel. You will not see Chabad women wearing snoods because Lubavitcher Rebbe held that the snoods don't cover their hair. A sheitel covers the hair properly, fully, right? Which he has a point to that too. So Chabad, you ever see a Chabad lady with a tichel? You don't see. They don't wear tichels. They wear sheitels, and that's it. And okay, so you have all the different shitas.
Is there something that has all the shitas in the? Like I could read it over. No.
Yeah, I meant to look for it today. I think in the I forgot.
Everyone will get you like a little cheat sheet. You could have it.
Anyways, okay, we'll stop here.
Is there a factor of the sheitel looking alluring? Doesn't that have some relevance?
That's subject. That's here you get into the subjectiveness of it. Ramosha, what about Marasayan? That it looks like real hair, right? This is the whole lace sheitel thing.
And
Ramosha,
the women that don't have hair look better with sheitels.
Correct. That's
Ramosha have that in a tshuva. Ramosha says you can't make up your own Marasayans.
Correct. He says that just like a guy can clean shave, it could be clean shaven. It's not Marasayan that he used a razor, because everybody knows that he's not using a razor. So even if a woman's sheitel looks good, Ramosha says it's not Marasayan. That's what all the makilim who said that the lace sheitels are a non-issue quoted that tshuva from Ramosha, right? That it can't be. Everybody knows that these women are covering it. Oh, it looks so natural. Okay, shine. So what? We know that they're not.
What is a lace sheitel?
It's a new inside of the shaitel that makes it look very natural. It hasn't hit upstate yet, Rachamim.
They haven't hit South Fallsburg yet.
It hit South Fallsburg. It hasn't hit Woodburn. It's another few miles.
Right, it's right. It's in Woodburn.
Tiago, the lady that shaves her whole head, is there any issue, Erva, of her bald head?
Yes,
yes, that's
You
it.
said yes.
Yes, it is.
It's an erva issue. It's sneeze.
I don't know. What's the difference?
Brachas.
I think it's a makam b'chusa for sure. So I'm saying, hey.
Only the areas that would.
I don't know because the mice
aren't both a problem for brachos.
What?
No, erva is an issue for brachas. So yeah, the Gemara says in Shabbos she can wear. She doesn't have to cover her hair at home or in her chutzner.
Correct. That's a different.
Wait a minute, Ray. Rabbi Vadia says that. Not everybody says that.
No, in the yard, Rabbi Vaji is talking about the chlal in the street. We're talking about at home. She doesn't have to cover her hair. Meikar adin. Kimchis al pi kabbalah. Al pi kabbalah. You're not. Yeah.
You can make brachos for your wife not wearing a shaitel.
What?
If your wife's not wearing a shaitel, you can make brachos.
No, you cannot. You cannot. What are you saying?
And Shabbos that was a din in a Hatzah.
Yeah, but you see, it's a din in Hatzah, but you see that they wore the shaitels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where the Gemara goes into why women cover their hair. That's in Shabbos.
Right.
Subas Shabbos.
Rav Tzviako, I'm sorry, one more thing. A guy's in a pizza shop and there's a lady whose hair is not covered.
Right.
I
learned that I'm saying you're supposed to put your head down and make the bracha. Is that
correct?
Is that
correct?
Is that kedah?
You're living in the wrong neighborhood, Zevi. I hate to point it out.
That is the din. That is the din.
Is the pshat that you're not supposed to make the bracha, or the pshat is you're not supposed to see you make the bracha?
No, you cannot see her hair. You can't be seeing her hair when you make the bracha.
Doesn't it say the best thing to do is to turn away so it's like behind you?
You're supposed to turn away. You have the Aruch HaShulchan who says that nowadays that so many women don't cover their hair. You could be makel and you can make brachas in front of them. You don't have to turn away. So we sign up on that.
Anybody go in a pizza shop with their women? I can't believe it. They
Yeah.
have shops.
Zevi, how about making kiddush at your own Shabbos table when you have guests over that don't know yet?
That don't cover. Right. So you look, you try and look down. Otherwise, we're samech on the Aruch HaShulchan. We're samech on the Aruch HaShulchan who says that he doesn't hold that you're allowed to not cover your hair. We go with the Aruch HaShulchan who says that nowadays we're so used to seeing women's hair uncovered, you're allowed to make a bracha in front of women's hair, not in front of the arms or any other part of the body that's uncovered, but hair, yes. That's what Aruch HaShulchan says. We're samech on
That's also because he holds the Sar B'Isha Erva is a relatively new term. It's all tznius. It's not Erva.
Yeah, okay.
So in Hawaii, where everybody walks around with less.
No, that's Erva Deraisa. That wouldn't help. Sar B'Isha Erva is
the least of the problems.
You had that, Shaila, didn't you? You had that, Shaila.
What?
The beach with the hair covering.
What do you mean? To cover the hair on the beach?
Yeah, you had it. Chassidish woman asked you. She's going to the beach. She had to cover.
No. You had a guy. You told us.
No, Tiago was making kiddush on the beach once.
No, you had a guy whose wife
in Hawaii.
Whose wife wanted to go to the beach in a bathing suit with her hair covered. You told us this one. I made in the morning.
Right.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
They have from bathing suits, they cover up everything. It's very I got one for my daughter when we went to Hawaii.
Listen, I'll tell you like this. I once had a lady in the country who went to the mikveh and she had nobody to watch her. She couldn't get into the mikveh, she didn't make an appointment, she had nobody to watch her. So she went into the mikveh by herself. It was a Friday night. She walked in the dark by herself. And the din is, Rabbi Akiva says it's ma'akev. If a woman goes to the mikveh without somebody watching her, because her hair might float to the top, she has to go again. I felt bad. It was Friday and I had no other rabbis to talk to. So I said, what should I tell you? You got to go back. Right. Then I went and spoke.
But she shaved her hair.
Oh, so I spoke to my chasida Shirabayim. The first question they asked me is, they assumed that she shaved her. Like, does she shave her head? Right. Meaning they would have held, had she shaved her head, they would have allowed the mixer. I said, the truth be told, I didn't ask her if she shaves her head. I'm assuming she does not. So
Yeah,
said,
by the way,
okay,
in that scenario, I thought you were asking that the husband could watch.
yes, but the husband didn't go. She went herself. Yeah, then she went back.
Pitch black.
The husband can't push it down though.
Husband can't push it down. No,
What are you trying to say?
Well, what's he?
No, the hair. The hair.
But it's pitch black. You can't even see her hair. What's the difference?
No, they wouldn't have to be. Right? That wouldn't have to be. That
It wouldn't have to be shaved either. Because she just had very short hair, that the hair is not going to.
Right. Yeah, if you have very short hair, it's not gonna be. Anyways, okay, that's the tumult. Now that I blew through that meir, all right, we're on to the next meir.
We say Mayim Koitman on Sar.
My wife has heard enough now.
Okay.
Go to sleep.
Tiago, if we're going off topic, can I poke you for a minute?
There we go. Okay.
Look at your WhatsApp. Look at your WhatsApp.
Till now was not off topic.
I said, but if you're going off topic.
Oh, I saw. So they're raffling off the pants of Reb Chaim?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Oh, come on.
How much are they going for?
The bidding's over $3,000 already.
Isn't that a bizayon?
No, because we sent it to the cleaners first.
We figured out a way for the Chevra Kadisha to make money.
Okay, listen. To each their own, what should I tell you? I think it's a bizayon, but okay. Just got to wonder where the other pairs of his pants are.
What's someone gonna do with his pants?
That's a zach to have his pants. I was in Manhattan today with my kids, and they have Shaquille O'Neal's sneaker, which is size 22 with a signature, going for $1,200. My kids wanted me to buy that, so I guess we could. Should we put that in this league? I don't know.
After my father was nifted, the hospital asked my mother what to do with his pants. She said, keep them.
Rachman, you should have raffled them off.
I didn't know there would be such a demand.
You could have sold them on eBay Japan.
3,200, Tiago.
3,200, huh?
3,200.
It
closes on March 1st.
Great. Listen, I should raffle off the video I have of Reb Chaim. I think I can get more than 3,000 for that.
What, the one with the
what?
With what? The emblem?
No, Reb Chaim raffled off.
What?
Where are the pants being raffled off?
I know, some website. But I don't know. We could post it on the.
What video do you have?
From Purim 3 years ago. I have a video where my nephews came in and they have the Abercrombie? No. Anthropology. I don't know. One of these Michigasa that has an animal on it. A donkey. He had a machlokes with his grandson. Whether the animal, whatever. Abercrombie. He had a machlokes with his grandson. Whether it's a chamor or
A donkey.
A chamor or something, and him and his grandson are having this back and forth. Finally, Reb Chaim turns to his grandson and says, "Ata chamor," okay, and we have this on video. And they begged us, "Don't send it out." They said, "Don't send it," and it's clear. It is so. We're that we didn't send it out. We didn't send it out, but it is on my phone, and it's a very cherished possession of mine.
Wow. Priceless.
Yes, it is. So next time you come, not on Shabbos, we'll show it.
I don't know. I had permission to share it.
You did?
Yeah, I think Shalom told me I could.
Well, back then he didn't have and now he has more power.
Not then. After he was nifter.
Is that so? We have permission to send it out.
I'll confirm with Shalom again.
All right, go on Yeshiva World.
Confirm and forward, please.
Anyways, okay. Anyway, on that note,
you can charge per download. Every download.
Right. Yeah.
We have different angles in that video, right?
Yes. Anyways, all right. Everybody should have them. Tomorrow night is a chinuch. Tomorrow night is all about chinuch. The sugi of chinuch, being mechanech kids. So a fascinating rush. If I tell you, a fascinating rush. But that's just a shameless plug to get the oilam for tomorrow night. It's not going to be as scintillating as tonight's, but yeah. Anyways, all right. The oilam should have themselves a fine night.
Good and chaydish, everybody.
Rachmim, I'm sorry about before. I didn't realize I was being so snippy. Just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the least guy to understand anyway.
I'm going to Chodesh, everybody.
I got Chodesh.
Good Chodesh. Yeah.
It's the Yaakov.
Yes. Yeah.
On the Mishna with the wine, she's not a menuvelis for not drinking. She's apparently a menuvelis for the idea, for his thought of her not drinking. She became tamei on day 28. She's gone 28 days with no drinking wine, and he hadn't noticed a thing. Now all of a sudden he hears about it. Oh, menuvelis.
Okay, maybe. I just think I would say the other way. I think we have the wrong translation of menuvelis.
Oh, that could be. But whatever the translation is,